afternoon. Goeiemorgen. Dumelang, Sanbonani, Absheni. Welcome to My Voices Power Season 2. Oh, today is the best day. I've managed to convince the two attorneys to join the show today. Let's hear the viewer what they have for us. Welcome, Zunaid, again.
Thank you,
to My Voices Power. And Thembeka, welcome again.
Thank you, Lady D.
So today is very exciting. We're just going to hear from the two big shots, our contract commercial lawyer and our commercial specialist lawyer, and also our family and labor lawyer. I'm just not a lawyer, but I'm just a facilitator. How lucky I am today to facilitate this. I'm so fortunate today, and I feel so blessed to be amongst the powerful powerhouse of people that are going to share us about this law thing. We're going to understand how it goes and everything. So today I want us to tell the viewer more about maintenance, this contracts maintenance. You know, we get to maintenance where like you find people are not paying the maintenances and people don't know what to do. They give up, and others don't even know how to follow up when the money doesn't come. And also want us to touch base. I'm going to talk less now. I want the floor to be for them, the experts, to tell us more today about this, and also to talk about more on these contracts. The contracts, what is the contracts? Because somebody can sit there and say, I hear contract, but I don't know what is a contract. They are talking to me about contract, but I don't know what is contract. And others, also I want us to talk more about, so yeah, let's start with the maintenance and this contract thing. So what is this maintenance thing? And when somebody is not maintenance, what should happen? I'll start with you, Zunaid.
All right. So I think the starting point is, what is our law? Our law is that when you make a child, you are obliged to maintain that child until they become self-supporting. A lot of people don't know that. They don't know that there is no end date in terms of an age for when you stop maintaining your child. Some clients will say to me, oh, he's 18 now, I'm stopping. You can't do that. Most 18-year-olds are only in grade 11. Most of them are in grade 12. You cannot stop. So the law says you make a child, you must maintain them. You'll find when you go to the maintenance court, and mostly women, Dipu, unfortunately, it's mostly women who are packing up the maintenance courts looking for money from the fathers. But a very easy trick to frustrate the female is to sometimes, I think in my 19, 20 years of practice, I've maybe seen it being raised validly once, where a man will say, I want a paternity test. I'm not the father. It automatically delays the process by 6 to 8 weeks. A lot of the times it's just a delay tactic, and it's aimed at frustrating the woman. Men will come to court and they'll say, I'm not the father. Automatically, to prove that he has his obligation to maintain, we have to prove that he's the father. The matter gets postponed and the paternity test gets done. When it comes back positive, the case can continue. If we fast forward and he is not paying his maintenance, then you have a number of remedies. You can go to the prosecutor in the criminal section of the court and lay a criminal complaint. You can approach the maintenance clerk for a garnishee order on that man's salary, which means that the order is served on the company, it bypasses the man, and the company is obliged to then pay that maintenance monthly. The criminal route, you get arrested and you end up in the criminal court. There are talks about people now being listed as bad payers. It's going to affect your ability to find a job. It's going to affect your ability to do a lot of things. So that's maintenance. Our children need to be maintained to the best of your ability.
Oh, And I guess that a lot of people don't even know those processes, that somebody can go to jail for not paying maintenance. Maybe they were going to pay. They don't know that it's a criminal offense to not pay a maintenance. Hence, you sit with a lot of women that have maintenance order, but it never happened. And it's so sad. Sometimes the affordability is there. Sometimes some they don't even afford. And what happened to that when you don't know how to support your child and you are sitting with the maintenance order? But today we hear that there are things that you can do. You can go to court. You can go to the employer and get the garnishing. And that is a very informative information that we've learned today. Thembeka, what will you say about women that also are not paying maintenance? Which I know is a very rare, but do you ever get those kind of things that a woman is supposed to pay maintenance?
It's very rare. And I agree with my colleague that when you have a child, you have a responsibility to take care of the child. So that responsibility does not lie solely on the father of the child. So as a mother of the child, you also have a financial responsibility to take care of a child. So the same process that is followed, that they can be followed to enforce the court order, can also be followed to ensure that a garnishi order is obtained and the woman is forced to pay maintenance for a child. Because you must remember, especially these days, the power dynamics are changing. You find that there are a lot of professional women who are earning a lot more than men, who are running businesses, very successful businesses. So men also have rights, and children also have rights to be taken care of by their mothers.
I heard Zunaid says it doesn't have age. So are you saying even 25-year-old can be maintained if they're not working?
Absolutely. So the standard of proof will change. So the courts can say to a 25-year-old who maybe is a student, go and find a job, and your parents will then pay for your education, your accommodation, and perhaps your toiletries. The rest you must assist yourself. Whereas a minor child that's under the age of 18, you must pay for everything. Dipo, I've had those matters. Lots of them, students, medical students, law students, they in their 20s that sue their parents for maintenance. I've also had it the other way around, and maybe the viewers don't know this because a lot of people don't know that maintenance is reciprocal. As a parent, you can sue a child to maintain you. So I've had a case.
So there's a maintenance for the parents?
Yes. So your mother
can sue me?
Can sue you.
Oh, it's the first time I hear about it.
I had a very, very sad case of an older gentleman. He was in his late 70s. His son was a doctor. His son was refusing to assist him, and we sued him successfully for maintenance. The duty goes both ways.
So what are the grounds that you use to sue a person?
The need.
To say, you need to supply my need as your parents?
Yes. I don't have enough income to support my need. Like Thembeka said, it's a financial obligation. These are my expenses. This is my SASSA grant that I get. This is my shortfall, and you have to fund it.
Oh, that's very interesting. Then if we knew about this, we will never have grannies that are suffering indeed. Because a lot of grannies, they have children that are successful, but they just leave them to go and live with the SASSA, and SASSA is nothing. And actually, a lot of money from our government will be saved. I think those are the things that need to be, people must learn. I know that you're going to hate you to say that is a lawyer who told our parents that they need to charge us with maintenance. But parents, now you heard that those child that you take care of, school fees is expensive. One day we were talking about one of the top schools that the whole school fees is 400,000 a year. So those child that you are paying for the 100,000 for them, they have a right to support you. So now you can visit Zunaid's offices. He dealt with that case before. Now know that is your turn. I also want to be supported when I grow up. My kids, I'm going to visit Zunaid's office to make sure that my children are paying my maintenance. So parents also watch this show so that you can learn that your children, you can take them to court for maintenance. That will actually work for so many people that run away from their families. Just to get a court order to say your parents are suing you for maintenance.
Can I give the viewers just a practical tip, Dipo?
Yes.
And I say this especially to family members. When you agree with the let's say the father, because it's mostly the father, still go to court. Go to court and get the order, because it benefits you in a lot of ways. If you do not have an order, you cannot enforce it. So the agreement that you sit around your ex and he says, okay, I'm going to pay you 5,000 a month. And he pays you January, February, March. Then he stops. Then you go to court and you start the process from scratch. If you have an order, let's say it's June, you can immediately apply for your garnishee or go the contempt court for April, May, and June.
Actually, what you are trying to advise the viewers is say, in this world, do not agree anything without a contract. Anything needs a contract. Even if you love each other, when you say, I'm going to give you spousal allowance of 10,000, let it be in the contract. Because the day he's tired, he can't just immediately stop it, because your life doesn't stop because you stop loving me. You need to continue giving me that spousal allowance.
Yeah, that is very true. Eh? Let me just weigh in on that. They say you can't mend a broken heart, but you can sue for damages. So it's very important that when you are lovey-dovey and everything is hunky-dory, that you enter into this context. When you're still dating and thinking about getting married to someone, have those discussions with your partner to say, in the event that we do decide to get married, how are we going to get married? And discuss the benefits of getting married out of community property and the disadvantage of getting in marriage in community of property, taking into consideration that financial positions change, understanding that at times you think that you are getting married to someone who is well off, but you don't understand
How
their liabilities. Because once you marry,
they said the green is always. Don't look at the green grass. On top, it might look greener, but when you go deeper, it's no longer that greener. So, until you understand the dynamics of how, because people look so well off in front of our faces, but you don't know if maybe the liabilities. So, and you get so many other people when they get into relationships, and then the man says, I want you to take care of my children, so you need to stay home. And that time you are working. And the thing is, like, when the relationship ends, they didn't consider that you used to work. So what happens to that? Then they just said, we're done. And then what about, how are you going to find a new work? How are you going to sustain yourself back? Because we are living in a high unemployment rate. It might take you 3 years to get employment back to sustain yourself. What is the law saying about that? If somebody find me and said, stop, I want my children to have a mother, not the mother who's working. I want my mother to drive them to school, come back. It's a work itself. And I'm giving you the salary that you are getting. But the day that you stop everything, that month, everything stops. But what is the law saying about that? I heard others saying it's economic abuse. I don't know, is the right name to call it. They said it's an economic abuse, because if someone find you in this state and make you not getting that, they need to sustain you. What is your view as the people that are dealing with this every day?
I wouldn't outright call it economic abuse. I do think some marriages, she's got the petrol card, she's got the credit card, and then when she acts out a little bit, the man cuts the card. I've had clients who have arrived at the petrol station, filled a full tank, and the card has stopped. That's abuse.
They also buy you a SIM card and a contract phone. And today, if he say to you, if you talk to them rough, and then they stop the contract.
That's abuse.
And some, you have medical aid, and then they even stop your medical aid. You go to the doctor, you find out the medical aid has been stopped. So that is what you call abuse.
In terms of your other question, Dipo, the law is clear. If you require maintenance, so the starting point is that when you are married to someone, you are obliged to maintain each other. You do not have an automatic right of maintenance after divorce. You must prove that you will need it. So in the case of, let's say you're a medical doctor and you have 3 children and you agree with your husband, I'm going to stop working. You can be employed, you have a skill in shortage, and you are in your mid-40s. That maintenance that the law provides is called rehabilitative maintenance. So you will come out of the marriage, you'll take up a few courses, you'll upskill yourself, and the maintenance will be paid for a set period of time to allow you to rehabilitate yourself to get back into the job market. If you are much older, you don't have a skill, you can't be employed, the courts can find that you must be maintained until you die or remarry.
Oh. Actually, I love the part of our constitution that we didn't know about it. And I'm so happy for this session to happen because certain things are new to all of us. And if without inviting the attorneys, we wouldn't know about it. So we're just getting informative. And yeah, I don't know what you want to cover before we wrap up. Each and everything that you want the viewer, the information that you want the viewer to know. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but there might be some sensitive information that you know that viewers don't know about it and you want to share with them. So the table is, the ground is open for anything that you want to say before we wrap up.
In my space, I deal a lot with main contractors and subcontractors who are SMMEs. You'd find that an organization would have an agreement with a main contractor. Just to use a good example, to construct a road. And then as part of that tender, the main contractor would be required to appoint a subcontractor. And then you find that the main contractor at some point becomes liquidated or is placed under business risk. And then the main contractor is then not able to pay subcontractors who are SMMEs in most instances. And SMMEs think that they can claim whatever they've not been paid by the main contractors from the appointing company. So for me, I think SMMEs need to really educate themselves when it comes to contracts, because a lot of them, you see them going down because of not reading contracts and not engaging with attorneys from the onset. SMMEs always feel that they should consult with attorneys when there are disputes, whereas some of the things that I've mentioned can be safeguarded early, before even the contract is entered into. Because as attorneys, we can always look into such agreements and then see where the risk lies, and then be able to say, negotiate the terms and conditions of this contract better, so that you don't end up losing a lot of money. Because once the main contractor goes down, then you won't be able to get your money, you won't be able to claim from anyone else.
Yeah. It's a very high point. SMMEs, I hope you are listening, and also Thembeka has offices. Where can people find you if they want to consult with you, like the SMMEs, about these kind of things? Where can they find you? Where are your offices? Where are you operating from? Can you tell the viewers where you're operating from, your information, so that they can, when anyone wants to consult with you, they can find you?
Okay, our offices are in Sandton, and if I don't know if I should just provide my. I don't like to provide my.
Not the number, but the address, and also we'll post the details on the screen. You'll see them for her. You know, these are the one of the people that are patient to give information. And I suggest sometimes take your time to watch the show and take your time to consult with them and just get knowledge. In business people, I advise you need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. And not everybody you'll find as a corporate lawyer. It's few people that understand corporate law. It's different. People are just doing everything. Avoid going to everyone who's doing everything and go to people that are specializing. Because when someone's specializing, at least they are able to focus on the matter and they are doing something that they excel in. So there's nobody that says, I'm general dealer. Avoid general dealers. So if you want a corporate lawyer, visit Thembeka's offices. She'll share the information and you can just write to us. We can try to also share information where you can meet her, comment in our group so that we can get you to meet with them. SMMEs, you know, I know that they always end up in striking and everything, but that is not how you build a business. So contracts needed. Zunaid, before Zunaid can come in, can you just tell them your address in Sandton and the name of the company, so other information will just put in the screen.
Okay, I'm a co-director at Olivier and Thembeka Incorporated. Our offices are at Corner Catherine and Rivonia. And if anyone would like to contact me, you can contact me on 071-962-6747.
Thank you so much for having you in this show. It was an honor. And we thank you for your time. I know that is not easy. We've been trying to schedule and it was not working and we cancel and everything. Thank you so much for your time. Really, it is honor for us to have you here. And thank you so much for the time, just to serve people. You know, that's what we call saving my community back. And serving community is about bringing knowledge to the people. This is, you might think that is simple, something small, but that is so big. I've learned a lot today. I've learned that I'm not going to suffer and as an old person. My children has to pay my maintenance. Zunaid, how do you wrap up?
Dipu, I think you wanted us to deal with contracts. Not every single contract has to be in writing. Me and you speaking, if you make me an offer and I accept it and I understand the offer, that's a contract. The reason that contracts are reduced to writing is because it makes it easier to prove. It's not then he said versus she said. So I think people must protect themselves as much as possible. I'm going to echo my colleague. Get to an attorney before you sign the contract, not after you've signed it. A simple example. You come and sit with me and you're talking about an antenuptial contract before marriage, and you want to put in a clause that if the husband cheats, he must pay you 20,000 a month. I can tell you that's not going to stand up.
Does that work?
No, you're going to agree to it, and when it's time to enforce it, the courts are going to say we're not going to enforce it. So get to an attorney before you sign the contract, and I think you're going to make your life much easier.
I wish that was working when they said somebody cheat you, they pay you extra money. We were going to live in the best world because we just said, I want 200,000. And, you know, money is a problem. When you talk about money, restriction comes. Yeah, so, that's so wonderful. So also verbal contract works. Also, when you talk about in cell phones, that message works. Always keep the right messages. I think it's contract. Because we agreed.
Yes.
In agreement, we agreed that we're going to give each other this, and it's contract.
I mean, we even have a case that sanctioned WhatsApp messages as legal communication. So you're quite right. Keep your WhatsApps, keep your texts.
One day they'll save you. When someone tell you, leave the work, I'll buy you a car. And they don't buy them. You go to Zunaid and said, they promised the car.
And that picture in the Mercedes dealership with the bow.
Oh, okay. If that car is not in your name and then they put it there, remember now, dealership write your name but it's not your name. They make sure, they said, congratulations, you bought a car. And it's in a man's name. And when they leave you and they said, leave the car behind. You've got a right to take it because it was on the balloon in your name.
Because it was a gift for you.
Oh.
And a gift is exactly that. It's a gift.
And the gift doesn't matter whose name is.
Nope.
It's your gift.
The same with the engagement ring, which a lot of women don't know. They give the engagement ring back. The engagement ring is a gift.
Some people want it.
Listen, I had a case 3 months ago where he wanted the wedding gown.
What is he going to do with a wedding gown? What are you going to do with a wedding gown?
Sell it.
You want to sell it? And make how much? I think somewhere it's not even about some people wanting things. It's about just want to get back at people. And it's always like that. Even me, once in my life, I had access, bring the ring. I'm like, oh no, you gave me. I'll sell it myself and make money. How do you take a ring from someone? You gave them. It's like earrings. These are personal. You can't take away something that is so personal to me and say, now we are done, we want it. Gift is a gift. And now a lot of women, they are suffering that people are buying them cars and take them away from them. And now you heard that is a gift. And in court, you need a lawyer. So you see, we all need a lawyer. Stop being a victim of things that you can easily find them. Just go and visit the lawyer. Have a lawyer for these days that are happening. Even women, now women are powerful, are buying men cars. When they leave, they take them away and they take even certain things. No, it's not even about gender. It's about everyone. A gift is a gift. So we cannot give and take away. We can't. So thank you so much, Zunaid, for your time. I know how it was difficult to get you. I had to recancel, schedule, everything. I know your business. I know that it is really blessed for My Voice's power to have you here. Thank you so much for serving your community. You were not paid every cent to come here. You came because you want to give information to people that don't know. I mean, you are a highly paid lawyer. So for you to sit here and talk to us and the community about these kind of things, it is an honor. It is an honor. I do not take that for granted. Thank you so much for that time. And also, the viewers, when they want to reach you, where can they reach you? And also, in your all path when you were a lawyer, have you ever trained somebody that will remember that I'm the product of Zunaid? Do you have someone that you mentored and that you believe that person will one day say, this man has made me?
Well, firstly, I must also apologize. I also cancelled one of the weeks we were supposed to shoot. So thank you for being patient with me. Yes, Tipu, I've mentored many, I call them clerks. They are called candidate attorneys. In fact, my current business partner was a clerk of mine in 2015. She's now a director and we run the firm together. My most recent candidate attorney got admitted as an attorney on the 20th of February. You know him.
Wow.
He's an associate at the firm. He's been with me for 4 years. And a little bit of a backstory, he approached me to volunteer. And I was watching, obviously, the week that you were on with my colleague talking about mentorship and what do people want? Do they want to make money or do they want to be mentored? And he approached me to volunteer. And I said to him, do you know what it is to volunteer? It means you are not paid a cent. And he said, yes, I want to learn. Obviously, we paid him, and 4 years later, he's a qualified attorney.
You see, that's why I always tell people that anything that you want to benefit you, you will get it. And eventually, one day, it will pay off. The guy came in and said, I want to volunteer. But a test, you said, okay. But you paid him. Sometimes just go and volunteer. You'll be paid for that volunteer work one day. And that volunteer work may make you the future somebody else. And Also, I wish even him, one day you'll allow to volunteer others so that we can build each other. If we are running in a world that we are volunteering and monitoring and mentoring, we are going to have a better world. And congratulations, Zunaid, for now that you have your associate as people that you've taught them. I mean, I know with me that working with people that understand you and that you've taught them, that's how you're going to win. Because those people understand how you think, understand your plans, understand where you want to be. They are the best people that you can take you anymore. Unfortunately, not in every company that you will find such people. You'll find people that are just there to make money and go. And some people are not interested to volunteer or grow with you. Some, they just want to come and pay their bills. So I think it's about what you want in life. There are people that come in life just to eat and sleep and continue. But there's some people that want to build up. And they know it doesn't matter how long it takes, but building up takes too long. But one thing that you should understand, when you are building up, you might be the person that you never even think. You know, one of your candidates tomorrow might be the one of the biggest candidates. And when you're sitting there, you're going to say, I've trained that person. And what you have trained is not like they're going to be equal to you. They might be more than you. But it is the heart that you have to allow them and said, I knew that you came here and you want to volunteer, but I don't want you to volunteer. You work, I'll give you something. I'm not going to give you salary because there was never a contract. I was not intent to hire, but you came and said, I can work for free. But also, when you are there volunteering, give it your best. Viewers, give it your best. And as she's saying, as I was saying with her, mentoring, people must change their mind in mentoring. You want mentor, let it be a mentor. It cannot be like you want to be like me because you want to see that maybe I can afford this. I can drive this. I can live here. No, it doesn't start like that. It is a journey that took me many years to get to where I am. And that journey, you can be even bigger than me in that journey if you become patient. Always a lot of people that I mentor that are seriously in mentorship, I always tell them, it is a journey that takes long. And somewhere, I throw in the bus and I leave you. And then you swim in the problems and I just watch. And then when I see that maybe you are not surviving, you are drowning, that's when I come in. But I like people that I mentor, I allow them to swim. Sometimes I just ignore them when they've got problems, I don't answer. Because I want them to learn to get themselves out of the problems. Because if I'm always going to take them out of problems, there will never be a day that they are thinking they can get out of the problems. Unfortunately, in our work of employees, you have less people that are thinking less of being with you and grow with you the way they can be, but than other people that are just there to collect money. And if we're in a world of, our cultures are different. I work internationally. I work with the Malaysians. Their culture is very difficult. I mean, my mentor in the rail space, he's an Indian from Malaysia. And I've looked at how he move around with his people, how he treat his people. When they work like a family. Every morning you sit in the table, 7 o'clock, you eat a breakfast, all of you, and you exchange ideas. When you walk, it's like we are his bodyguards. We walk after him everywhere. We go to him in the mall. We follow him. But in our culture here, they think you are better if you do that. But we all wake up 6 o'clock to have a breakfast with him. We have a lunch with him. We have a dinner with him. But I've seen what he has built is the wealth. Everybody that is executive, he started them from just cleaners. And the loyalty, he told me that, I asked him, how do you get people to behave like this around you? He said, it's the loyalty. I check the loyalty and the heart of the people around me. And when I see they are right, it doesn't matter what education they have. I provide them the skill and I allow them to flourish. So I wish we can have that society here in South Africa that is open like that. I mean, partners is in many things. In my company, I get so many partners. You are my partner, you're a lawyer. I need you as my lawyer to be my partner, to solve my problems, legal problems, everything. I deal with employees and everything every day. That is a partnership. But he built a community of people that when he walk, we all walk after him. But we here will think, she thinks this too big. Sometimes let's not think about what people they think about. Let's think, what can we achieve from these people? That's how you grow. Don't look at the background. Look at how can you achieve. Don't look at the pride. Sometimes you have a pride that you don't even have supposed to. And then those are the things that block you. Pride. That's what broke a lot of people. A lot of people could have been big, but the pride has killed them. So my viewers, I just had to say that because I'm referring to what Zunaid is saying. Two of her candidates that he called them the clerk are today his own associates. You just want to work. Have you ever think about the company that you are working? One day they can put you as a director. But what it takes for you to be a director, it is the behavior, the heart, and the respect that people can take you serious to even put you as a director. And the love that you show around people. You know, when you run a company, it takes a lot, a stress and everything. Sometimes you just need that someone who will hold like this and say it's going to be okay. Because as an owner of a company, you own companies, you co-own companies. You know how difficult it is. Month end, everyone is looking at you. Sometimes client didn't pay, but people expect you. You just don't pay them once. If they are not built up with you, the whole world will see she wear nice suit, but she didn't pay us. He didn't pay us. Look at her. She did makeup, but didn't pay us. So you don't have to even do makeup because you didn't pay them. So let's fix ourselves. We are here to build each other to grow. Let's fix ourselves. Let's be a community like those Indian, Malaysian, where they follow people. They follow them because those people are following that person because they know it's going to lead them to the greener pasture. And I join them when I'm there. I follow him with a passion to know he's helping me to build that in South Africa and Africa. So as people, let's change our perception and our mind, and we're going to grow. Because here we talk about business, everything, mentorship. But you'll never get it right as long as you think you are just there to make money and you don't have to make someone. Sometimes you feel like I'm making them being powerful. It's not about you can't make anyone to be powerful. Only God can make people powerful. Thank you so much. Zunaid, thank you so much. And that wrap-up words, you can close up by giving your information so that the viewers can know where to find you. And yeah, thank you so much, Thembeka and Zunaid.
Thank you, Tipuwa. I'm a co-director of Olivier Incorporated. We are at 379 Queen's Crescent in Linwood in Pretoria East. Viewers can get me on 012 006 5757 or 074 380 6091. Our website is www.osincorporated.co.za.
Thank you so much, guys. You know where to reach Thembeka and Zunaid when you need them. Yes, we all need a lawyer. Start today to contact them. Start today to follow up. Look for a lawyer somewhere in your community. Look for the right lawyer. And so that you don't wait for that right moment. In that moment, viewers, we get to our end of our show. Thank you so much for our visitors, our co-hosts for today, for the information that they've given us. Please subscribe and invite others into My Voice's Power. Thank you so much.